Good day, students. Today I want to consider a topic under further mathematics in one of the SS1 topic under further mathematics, and also SS2 topic under mathematics. Is that okay? Now let's see what the topic is all about. The topic is logical reasoning, and we are going to deal with truth table. The truth table is a table that evaluates the truth value of a statement. Let's see what's on the board. Truth table is a table that evaluates the truth value of a statement. We have negation. When you have true and false, when you negate true, you have false. When you negate false, you have true. This is a symbol of negation. And you have to take note, how do we know the number of rows they are going to have in the truth table? The number of rows in the truth table can be given by using 2 raised power n, where n is the number of statements. We want to know the number of statements that we have. Here we have one statement, one sentence, and since we have 1, now say 2 raised power 1, which is 2. That means that we're having true and false. But when you're having P and Q, that's 2 raised power 2, which is 4. You have 4 rows. True, true, false, false. Okay? Now let's see conjunction. If under conjunction, if both the antecedent and the consequent are true, the statement is true. Otherwise, it is false. The antecedent is referring to the first sentence, while the consequent is referring to the second sentence. It's now saying that the condition is saying that when both the antecedent, which is the first sentence, and the consequent, which is the second sentence, are true, the statement is true. Otherwise, it is false. Now let's write what it's saying. And the symbol for conjunction is arrowhead pointing upward. Okay, you're having two, since you have two sentence PQ, that's 2 raised power 2, which is 4. You're having true, true, false, false. You're having true, false, true, false. Take note the way I'm writing it: true, true, false, false. Here you just interchanging it: true, false, true, false. Now to get, you said that the consequent, the antecedent and the consequent must be true before we can have the statement to be true. This is true, otherwise it is false. Okay, you say that when you have an and joining true and false together, there's no option of picking true. This false will affect this true and turn it to false, because it's and that is joining them together. But in the case of or, in disjunction, we are going to pick true instead of false. But here, false will affect the truth. Okay? Now, let's see disjunction. Disjunction. When both statements are false, the statements, when both sentences are false, the statement is false. Otherwise, it is true. What we are saying is that when both the antecedents, which is the first statement, and the consequent, which is the second statement, are false, the statement is false. Otherwise, it is true. Let's see. When both statements are false, that is P and Q, their connectives is false. This their connective is false. Otherwise, it is true. You have it true, true, false, false. True, false, true, false. Now, so they will be false if both the antecedent and the consequent are false. Otherwise, it is true. Okay, otherwise it is true. Okay, true, 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 false, because there is or. This disjunction is or. You pick true instead, false, true, you pick true, false, false, false. Now we have to construct the truth table for the following. The A part, this is the A part. A, P, disjunction, negation of Q. Okay, let's add P, Q. You have T, T, F, F. That's T, F, T, F. Let's negate Q. When you negate this Q, you have F, T, F, T. Okay, now let's now look for P disjunction, negation of Q. Don't forget the condition for disjunction. That's or. T or F, you pick T. T or T, you pick T. F or T, sorry, F or F, you have F. F or T, you have T. Take note, T or F, you have T, you pick T. T or true, true or true, you pick true. F or F, F. F or T, T. Now let's go to the B part. This P, Q, P, V, Q. Here negation of P, negation of P disjunction Q. This negation, please. Now you have P, that's T, T, F, F. T, F, T, F. P disjunction Q. T or T, you have it T. T or F, you have T. F or T, you have it T. F or F, you have F. Now let's negate it. Negate of T is F, 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 T. Okay, the third one, having, okay, let's put it here for more clarity. Now you have P, Q, P conjunction Q, negation of P, negation of P conjunction Q. P, that's T, T, F, F, T, F, T, F. P conjunction Q, that's T, other ones F because of his and. Okay, now let's negate this. Negate T, that's F, T, T, T. This is the end of our class. Please subscribe to my channel so that you can have access to the latest video. Have a wonderful day.